Right, it's finally time to have a go fitting the wing back on. I bolted this piece on there, as you can see, and I've actually marked it on here. So the idea really is to just cut this piece out and offer the wing up. And I'm going to weld the wing to that piece of plate. Right. You can't really see around the back of it, it's quite rusty anyway, and all the bottom bits all torn up. So I think I'll have a go doing that. I've got a feeling that the angle sort of there is wrong. I think it needs to go back sort of that way a bit more. So anyway, first of all, we're just going to cut it off and give it a go. Well, obviously I've cut it off, the state of it. It's the bottom piece really. Anyway, all the metal is actually really good. Sort of all up to there until we get down to about here. I think we'll have to put another patch in here anyway. I won't be able to weld to that, it's quite rusty anyway. So anyway, I'll try off the wing up and see what mess I've made of this. Let's give it a go. Well, I've sort of fitted it. What I'm going to have to do, I think, is cut a piece off of here, because I've obviously got to replace it anyway, because that's the bit, there's a little return there that actually bolts down onto there. So what I'll do, I'll take the wing back off again, just mark it along here, something like that, give me a rough idea, cut that piece out, then I can clean all this off, and then have a go, see if I can weld it on. We'll laugh. Well, I've got it all pulled in. I think it looks okay. It looks quite similar to the other side. Obviously, this is not a nice line there now because it's all nice steel. I won't touch it because it's still hot. But I'm not going to do any more welding this at the minute. I've been blowing a couple of holes. I need to adjust the weld a little bit. But that's got it all in there. What's that rattling? That's weird. Rails. No idea. Anyway, I've got to do, I'm going to cut this piece out in there, because that little slot there is for where the wing bolts down onto. So I might as well put that piece in there now, or make it at least. And I don't want to put too much heat on it, because I just want to weld sort of a little bit at a time, so I don't really want it to warp. I think I'm going to have some fun and games getting it off. So it's all bolted on there nicely now. Oh, it's getting there, isn't it? Right, I've cut it out sort of roughly. It needs a bit of a trim down the side there, make it fit better. It will go in okay. So the idea is get it to fit a lot better. Then I'm just going to tack it in on the bottom, weld it on the inside and grind that bit off. Then the whole bit can go in there. So I'll just take this off, which I can't do. You see a little bit of plate I put in there. I put like a little step in it. It's a bit crude, but it does the job. Yeah, so it's almost there. Just need to get this fitting a little bit better. So I think that wing can come out a little bit. It's coming out just a little bit there. Yeah, not sure. Anyway, I'll have a think about that. Right, I've offered the plate up and I've welded it on the inside. Not too bad. And I've welded it on the outside. Looks a bit dodgy. All I need to do now is just grind it off, make it nice and flush. It does actually fit quite nicely actually. That's going to go sort of in there, like that. And once it's all ground up, then I'll just weld it in. Well, it might be a bit severe, but I couldn't actually think of a way of getting this out. I need to cut through that a bit more as well. So I thought what I'll do, I'll cut it, straighten it up and weld it back in. I couldn't actually get in there, so... Well, that ring's come loose there, look. So I need to just cut through there and take it out. Well, that's out now, so I'll sort of straighten it out. If I can't straighten it up, what I should probably do, just make another piece of metal to go in there. Might be quicker anyway. I just need to get rid of that dent. I reckon I can give that a clout. The metal's actually quite thick, so it's going to weld back in alright. Couldn't think of any other way to do it. I was going to sort of heat it up, but then what do I do? I couldn't get. Well, I couldn't get the dent out of it. There's a big dent there still. It's quite rusty. It's all squashed down. I just couldn't actually do anything with it. So what I thought I'd do, I'll just make another piece. I've got that piece there. I've got a weld on the back of it when I take the wing off, just to strengthen it up. There's a couple of bits and pieces. It's not too bad. I need to, when it's off, I need to get a dolly on it and just dolly it up a little bit. That's when the wing's off. So that's pretty much done. There's a couple of little holes here, but I'll deal with them when the wing's off. And that's pretty much it now, I think. I need to concentrate on the inner sill. Goes down in, I don't think you'll be able to see it very well. There it is, that piece there, which isn't actually doing anything. So I can start repairing that. Well, I just made a bit of a template. That's still up there. I think it's actually okay. So I haven't got to cut the whole lot out, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go, that template is a bit short. So I don't know if to put like a turn on it. Might do. Anyway, let's go and cut a piece out. I've just cut a piece of plate out and bent it. It just needs a bit of trim up there. I need to cut it down there. And this piece over there, oh, my hand's in the way. I need to sort that out. And then I think that'll be the sill all done. Well, the inner sill anyway. I've still got to the outer sill yet. I can't finish this other bit off. I've got to wait until I get the wing off, which is going to be a right pain in the arse. I know it is. Well, I've just cut this piece out for the inner sill. I seem to be making a hard job of something simple. Unfortunately, it's the last bit of steel I've got left. So what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to play around filling these gaps up. But what I could have done, which would have been so much easier, is angle that piece there like that, and put a flat strip on it. There's one weld. Now I've got two welds, and I'm trying to fill a big gap up. Still, that's the way it goes. Let's turn it over. So yeah, I'm going to have to stick with it because I want to get this done. But if I wait, it's going to take me about a week to get another piece of metal. Well, it's a bit of a bodge, but it saves that bit of plate. All I've got to do is sort of weld it all up. This is the back you're looking at there. I can weld all that and grind it nice and flush. Weld all around there. Do the corner piece. I might even put a little bit of metal in there. And that piece like that. Could plug weld it, couldn't I? Or nah. Could plug weld it, couldn't I? Or... Well, I'm just going to have a go welding this piece in. I'll give it some of that weld through primer on the back. I've sort of hacked, I don't know if you can see it that well, I've hacked it out quite a bit. I'm going to get it, but I'm going to finish off the other side, which is obviously under the wing. I'll do that when I take the wing off. If I can get this piece sort of welded in, So it goes in like that. And I'll be happy. Seems to be a bit of a gap up there. I don't know why. Wasn't before. So, let's give it a go. Right, I've just managed to tack it all in. It's come up okay, apart from that little bit down there. Oh, I touched it really hard. I think I'm going to have to cut that out and weld a little triangle piece in there because it keeps on blowing holes. The rest seems okay. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this piece here, but I think I can get that on when I take the wing off. Yeah, when I take the wing on, I can get that. So what I might do, just carry on sort of welding it all up as best I can. I need to let it cool down just a little bit because it's a bit hot. Anyway, not too bad, is it? Right, you might have noticed or you might not have done, but I've cut the bottom of the wing off, which is this piece here. It's got to come off anyway, so I thought I'd cut it off just so I can have a look what mess I've made, but I made it too bad, but there's a bit of a gap there. I'm not too fussed about it, I'm sure you're not going to see it anyway, but it would have been nice, it's a bit flusher, but it's going to have to do, isn't it? There's the jacking point. I think that's it's in better days. I'm not going to replace that. There's loads of places around the car you can jack it up anyway, so I'm not going to spend any time on that. That was a part of the inner seal. So it's looking quite good. It's nice and strong there anyway. I just need this piece here, which is the inner seal, so it bowed a little bit. I'm going to see if I can straighten it up a little bit. And I'm going to offer the seal up just to see roughly where it matches up to. Yeah, things are going well. Well, I shouldn't have said that because it's going to go tits up now, isn't it? Right, it's all welded up properly. I won't touch it because it's really hot. I like to weld out of a little bit of plate in there, so it's really strong there. And I'll put a little cap over there, so that's really strong. I'm not going to clean it up yet until I get these bars out of the way. As soon as I get the bars out of the way, I can get in there with the grinder and give it a good clean up. The next thing I want to do is I want to try and get the wing off, because I need to get behind here, just here, and finish that piece off. So get the wing off and wish me luck. Well, I've just had to weld this other little section in there. Obviously, because I've done the part like the inner seal, that's obviously inside the car. If that makes sense. I'm not going to grind it just at the moment. Well, it's still too hot at the moment. But because I brought the cheap and nasty eBay replica seals, they sort of finish here, roughly. But the proper A30 seals, they've got a recess on them, and they actually continue right into there. So I think what I'll do now is try and make this little, I don't know if it actually needs it or not, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's a piece that goes in there, and I'll leave it about here somewhere, because that's where then I can actually join that to the seal when I get the seal there. So that's what I'm going to do at the moment. But like I say, I'm not going to. So what, I welded it too much really, too much heat in there. I heard it creaking, so God knows what's happened there. So hopefully I can leave most of that weld there anyway. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Right, let's get cracking in. Right, I've just guillotined this piece out and bent it up. I've just put one little tack on there just to sort of hold it there. Now I'm going to do the other piece that comes down underneath there. So I might have to cut this or whatever, I'm not really sure yet. So I'm hoping I can just sort of get away with the, I think that weld underneath there, I'm going to have to grind that. Anyway, I'll just have a quick measure up. I won't bore you with detail. We sort of cutting pieces of metal and bending them up. I'm sure you've seen it all before, but it's getting there. Shame really, because all this work I'm doing here now, once the wind goes, you don't see none of it. So there you go. Well, I've just made these, well, the bit that goes in here, I don't know what it's called, goes in something, goes in there like that. And the other half down here. Down in like that. What I've done, I've drilled loads of holes, so I'm just going to plug weld it on. But in the meantime, I'm just going to give it a spray with this U-pole weld through stuff. So I'll give it a good coating of that first, let it dry, then I'll have a go at welding it all up. And that'll be that little corner bit all done. Right result. So strong now. Well, it's all tacked in. I won't weld anymore just because it's really hot. I can hear it sort of creaking and changing shape. I did put some plug welds in it, but I decided to weld it up as well. Look, won't hurt with it. So that's nice and strong. I've got to finish off welding around there and down there and along there and underneath. So I'm quite pleased with that. It didn't actually take me that long. And this time, when I weld, when I weld across here, I'm just going to leave it because it's behind the wing. On the other side, I dressed it all down and made it look pretty, but there's no point really, is there? So that's that. So I'm going to continue when it cools down. Get too hot. I'm going to finish welding. Well, this is all welded up nicely. I've just put some new seam sealer. It comes in like a tube. I thought I'd just give it a little squirt on there. It's really runny, which is fantastic. So I'll just try it on that little bit before I seam seal everything. Another thing, these magnetic, I don't know what you call it, little triangle type things. I've just put one up there at the moment because there's a little tiny hole. And I'm just going to sort of fill it up. Downside to it is I keep forgetting to get them out of the way when I'm grinding. And consequently, this is what you end up with. All the rest of them, look, they pick up every little bit of bloody arm fines on the floor. So I've got to clean all them out. What I've been doing, instead of cleaning it up as I go along, I'll keep getting another one. I've got 8 altogether. So I've got all them to clear up now, look. It's a shame you can't get one that you can actually turn off. Because they're actually so handy, I use them all the time. Well, I've been using that one for quite a bit actually, because the other ones are a bit of a state of them. Let's see if you find all the bits of metal you lose. Oh, nice one. Just brought some more seam seal. It comes in like a mastic gun, which seems a lot better. It comes out ever so runny, which is really good. I thought I'd just try it out on a couple of little bits first before I get too carried away. I can't do the rest of it because the paint's still wet. So I've done this little seam there. It's quite nice. What I'll put it on and just brushed it over. It's not perfect, but you know, it is what it is. These ones up here, they come out really nice. That's from the factory. They had seam seal around there anyway. So hopefully tomorrow all the paint will be dry. I can go over all the edges and put some more seam sealer all over it. I want to do this edge down there. I think we'll run into trouble otherwise. Yeah. Well, I think I might be a bit too close. You see it properly now. I'm just cleaning the inner wing, the inside of the wing. This piece here, obviously that's the original primer and a little bit of green paint right up to there. And that is that piece that goes in there. That's all protected. That's why all this in here is really good, apart from the edgy bits. So at the moment, all I want to do, I want to scrape off this bit of undersill. There's a little bit there. It's not a great deal. I don't know why I didn't go right to the end. That's beyond me. So I'm just going to clear all this off. I'm only going to scrape it to make so much mess. And then I'll wire brush it properly. Then I've got some grinding to do on the other side of this, just to finish it off. And up there, a little bit of grinding. And then I'm going to, these pieces here, where I like to grind the bolts off, I've cut into the wing a little bit, so I'm going to make some little pieces there just to go in there. We'll do that one. I think I will do that one as well. And I think I'd better do that one. So there's 3 of them repairs I've got to do. That one under there is okay. They're all right. That one's got a bolt stuck in it for some reason. Don't know why. I'm sure that a little pin punch is something. Anyway, so got to do these ones. And then today I'm going to, all the seam sealers all nice and dry. I did try it last night just to see what it come up like. So I put some red oxide over the seam sealer. So it's great. So at the end of the day today, what I'll do, I will paint all this, and hopefully I'll have these repaired, this rubbed down, and hopefully, fingers crossed and toes crossed and everything else I can think is crossed, I'm going to put some rust stuff on it. Oh yeah, I've got to cut this piece here off. I'm going to cut that out. And what I've done, I've made a piece of plate on there. So once I've cut this out, when I bolt the wing on, I can actually weld it to that plate there, and it'll be like a perfect fit. Well, perfect for me anyway. So that's where we are at the moment. Well, I take it you're still awake and haven't fallen asleep there. I'm sorry this video's been a bit boring, but I'm trying to make it as interesting as I can. I'm going to bring this video to an end really, because all I'm left to do really is I've done the repair on these, on that one, and so good I can't even see them there. That one and that one, and that one, they're all done now. All I'm going to do with this wing now, I'm going to wire brush it all down, put some rust inhibitor on it, and paint it in red oxide. And obviously the inside of the wing, I'm going to give that another coat. I've done some seam sealer on it, which I'm really pleased with. I'm looking to see if the red lead or red oxide covers it in there. This piece here is for the wing, so what I'm going to do, once everything's all painted and ready, I'm going to bolt the wing back on and just put a couple of tacks on there, so I can tack the wing to there. I'm sure I explained it before, but I do tend to sort of explain it about 2 or 3 times because I forget what I'm doing. Well, thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you again. Bye now. Alright, the good news is I've got rid of all the lead. And the bad news is I've got a big hole there now, look. I must have just filled it up with lead. So what I'll do, I've got this little piece of round bar. I'll show you. I'm still making it fit. So it's going to go in there, something like that. Obviously, it does fit better on that. I'll just get it fit and just weld it in, close the gap up. Can't really think of any other way of doing it, but this must have been like this from the factory, so I just poured lead in it. The size of the hole. Still, no good moans about it, might as well just get on with it. I'll just